Now that it's 2025, we have a lot more public figures, personalities, celebrities, heck, even politicians now, beginning to call out Meghan Markle for who she truly is, what she's truly all about, and it's really exposing everything about her to a very high level that we've never seen before. First, we had President Donald J. Trump really putting that out there on social media, and now we also have Ricky Gervais, because it all started with Ricky, right? This is exactly what I always like to say, is that Gervais was the very first individual / comedian out there in the public eye to really expose Hollywood for what they're really all about, and really just expose them in every corner possible. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. So one thing about Meghan Markle is that, yes, we know that she has a lot of things tied up right now with Invictus, which she doesn't belong there as far as I see things, and everything else going on with the Netflix drama. There's been a lot of things going on there as well. We already know that at the end of the day, we know that Meghan Markle is universally rejected in a way that we have never seen before now in 2025 because of that Meghan Markle trailer on Netflix, With Love Meghan. Really, getting rejected in a way that we've never seen before by the Netflix executives, by, of course, those running the show over there, and how they are now in full-on panic mode over how to handle the overall situation of those unsubscribing from Netflix, not just because of Meghan Markle, but also because of the rate increase, right? How the prices are going up for the subscriptions, and that's also another reason why people are running away from Netflix in, large numbers in 2025, but I digress. What's interesting here is that with Meghan Markle drama now spreading throughout the entire film industry and all of Hollywood, one major development going on now involves more to do with Ricky Gervais and what he had to say about Meghan Markle yet again in the midst of the Netflix issues happening. Now, Gervais delivered the following. Well, I don't know what's worse, celebrities believing that they are the almighty and those who should be worshipped, or those like Meghan Markle, the ones that are desperately trying to become the very same thing, but failing miserably every time. I think the problem right now with Meghan is that she doesn't quite know how to deal with the fact that nobody, and I mean nobody, worships celebrities anymore in 2025. You can use your connections to the royals all you want, it's not going to end well for you when you are not passionate about your work. I mean, did you see that trailer for With Love Meghan? What an absolute dumpster fire that looks to be. I mean, have they learned nothing? Did Netflix learn nothing? Many of us in the UK and certainly Americans are not going to tune into such rubbish. It's absolute hot dog water. That's how tasteless this show looks like. There is no soul to it. There is no spirit to it. I think the problem with Meghan is that, well, she doesn't quite know and she doesn't really get it. She doesn't really get it, does she? We don't want to watch her cooking or playing with bees or whatever the hell that was, right? People are tired of all this nonsense. I am tired of these celebrities, especially in Hollywood, believing that their voice is above all else. Do your job and act and go home in your fancy mansions. So Meghan had her time on Suits, so what? So she had her 15 minutes of fame. You don't belong in movies or television anymore, sweetheart, and I hate to break it to you, but the problem so many around the world have with these celebrities is that they really just act like they don't care about losing fans now, do they? They will do anything in their power, and this especially applies to Meghan, anything in their power to remain what they call relevant, right? I think that's the right word for what they think that they are, and especially important. Now look, I have had my time with Netflix, but I just have to say, what the hell are you doing with this With Love Meghan thing? Just what the hell is going on here? Gosh, it's like watching someone's boring life come to reality in my own home. Now guys, before I move on here, we already know that Ricky Gervais, prior to calling out Meghan Markle here and calling out Meghan Markle there, he also put a lot of pressure on the 2025 Grammys, where he also said something similar, have you learned nothing, and went on a very big rant about that. And look, I think he's saying everything right about Meghan Markle right now, is that there is one thing. There are those celebrities that believe that they are very much above all else, above everybody in society, and there are people like Meghan Markle, as he pointed out, that are trying desperately to become the same exact thing there, but they're failing every single time, basically, with movies or television. So this is yet again going to be another failure. With Love Meghan is getting so much flack. Not only did you have Donald Trump name-calling her, putting her out there, exposing her, but also you have Ricky Gervais, really putting it out there of how tasteless and soulless this new With Love Meghan series truly is. Nobody wants to watch a show about Meghan Markle cooking or doing anything related to it in that sense, right? So, this is exactly why we need more people like Ricky Gervais, who is not afraid to take a stand and to call out things for what they're really all about, to really call out things like Netflix, for example, a studio that he had worked with before in the past, yes, who really is learning nothing. They are really learning nothing. The board of directors there, they are very stubborn. We know that the CEO, Greg Peters, is trying to knock some sense into them all, and it's just too late at this point. They have to put the series out. They invested way too much money in this thing. They really can't quite honestly cancel this thing outright at this late in the stage. But moving onwards, he goes on to conclude, what I will admit is that we need to focus less on celebrities like Meghan Markle and more on our fine doctors, nurses, construction workers, and teachers that truly contribute to society. Now, there's the right answer to who we should look up to. Not these people like Meghan, playing pretend, both in pretend world and in her case, in real life. I think we all need to step away from what we know as Hollywood and perhaps take a breather and focus on other aspects of entertainment. Comedy is a great route. It's where I belong. I stay in my lane. I do my job. So, sorry, not sorry, but that's how it is. So, he's putting out something very, obvious there, but he pointed it out anyways, that he's a comedian. He does what he does his job, he stays in his lane. That's where he belongs. That's what he's great at. That's what he's known for. And so when you have those like Meghan Markle that's trying to become something that she's really not at the end of the day, that's exactly why so many people despise for what she's trying to do on Netflix and for what she's trying to do, quite frankly, in the entire film industry. And it's backfiring. We know that a lot of studios now are beginning to call it quits with Meghan Markle, as we discussed earlier. Even Universal Studios, both with their movies and television, and now even a commercial for the new theme park, Epic Universe, which she was supposed to promote, that's also in the garbage. And so it's not working well for her at all. In fact, I think that With Love Meghan could very well be, at least a 90% chance, the final nail in the coffin for Meghan Markle's limelight, or her actually remaining in the spotlight, or whatever you want to call it. That's going to come to an end very, very soon. But overall, I think that Ricky Gervais, look, you're going to hear a lot more from him once the Oscars debuts. There's no doubt about that, especially when they have that movie called, Amelia Perez, that's up for 13 nominations, that doubles down on DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, for those of you that do not know what it stands for. The Oscars 2025 is going to be an abysmal failure, I promise you that. We already know that people are boycotting this thing that were once fans of watching or tuning into the Oscars, but anyway, I would like to hear what everyone has to say about Ricky Gervais, Meghan Markle, and the entire concept of celebrities, believing that they are all above society. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.